Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about a couple things, obviously. The main title, obviously, suggests that we're going to talk about why not everything needs a month. Specifically, the leftist mantra of everything deserves its own month, or you should have everything be its own month, or whatever the case be. Except, you know what? They don't actually talk about having its own month. White History Month. Why is that? Oh, yeah. Because they're a bunch of anti white racists in most cases. That's fucking why. Even though you've actually had a lot of black dudes, actually, in our country who, in the last few years, have even talked about how July should be White History Month because of the fact that you have a lot of our founding fathers doing stuff around then, specifically fighting for this nation and creating this nation and helping, get away from the British Empire and everything else like that. So, yeah. But anyway, then of course you got stupid motherfuckers here in Ohio, like that Abduli woman who's a Somalian, trying to make Arab American History Month, and it's like, bitch, go fuck back off to Somalia. Seriously, like, we don't need you here. We don't want you here. Take your shit and get the fuck out. Seriously. Anyway, it's just a bunch of shit, dude. Because in the first place, and this is the biggest problem I have right now, all right? As an American, you should never put anything in front of America. You should never put anything in front of the flag, is what it is, dude. You know, if you're gonna be an American, be an American. Don't be calling yourself an African American or an Arab American or a Somalian American or an Italian American or a German American, whatever the fuck the case be, because you're just an American. Now, granted, that being said, I can understand like the first generation people that maybe came from these countries that want to call themselves that, and that's understandable because obviously that would distinct you as someone who came to America from another country. The problem is when you have people who've been born in America for generations that are saying this shit and using this shit and then being like, "Oh, I'm a Mexican American." It's like you're either an American or you're a fucking You're from Mexico, dude. It's that simple, really. Or you're from some other Central American nation like Guatemala or something like that, or El Salvador or something like that. Maybe Honduras. You never know. Nicaragua's another one too, obviously. Uh, but the entire point of the matter is that these people basically want to have their cake and eat it too. And then obviously you have these stupid ass holidays like today. Now we're celebrating Juneteenth as a national holiday for some stupid ass reason. What'd you have this weekend? A whole bunch of shootings because that's pretty much Juneteenth is, dude. It's a bunch of idiots getting together from various ghettos across this country and killing themselves and killing each other. I'm just sick of tired of it all. I really am sick and tired of all of it. Just fucking infuriating fuck out of me at this point. So yeah, there's no need for it, man. When you got 20 something people shot just outside of a Chicago suburb, is what it is there, because they were having a Juneteenth gathering. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. So you're basically telling me people can't have fun without a bunch of people pulling guns and trying to kill each other. It's just so retarded, is what it is. And again, unfortunately, it kind of falls back to other things, and obviously overshadows other days, other real holidays in this country, like Father's Day that happened yesterday, where you have these same individuals in a lot of cases that come from fatherless homes or broken homes or whatever the case be, single mother households, whatever it is. Maybe dad's in jail, maybe dad's dead, whatever the case be. And so instead of celebrating an actual good holiday like Father's Day, you're going to sit there and celebrate some other holiday that wasn't even recognized until after 2020. That's the one thing that's fucked up too, right? Because that's the thing. Like it wasn't real, and somebody even brought it up on AK Nation News' panel last night about how it wasn't until after the George Floyd riots that you actually heard about Juneteenth in most cases. A lot of people didn't hear about that till then or whatever it was. That's true for me, honestly. We never learned about that shit in school, dude. We never learned about that shit anywhere in school, whether it be elementary school, middle school, high school, whatever. They never taught us about that in high school, about the whole end of slavery Juneteenth thing. And apparently, I guess it was taught in like some schools, like down in a few parts of Texas and stuff like that is what it is. And like, I think it was like Oklahoma and some other states like that or whatever. So it's basically, essentially what it was is it was states that were like either on the side of Confederacy, or it was states that were like Confederate adjacent, I guess is what I'd say best, that were definitely like battles happened in them during the Civil War is what it was. Which makes sense, honestly, to have that as a history book. But that's the problem entirely. If you're gonna have like, a national, Department of Education and stuff like that, why wouldn't you have an actual national, you know, history book for all school districts across this country that had the exact same material in it and be having that be taught to kids and stuff? If you think it's that important or whatever, why wouldn't you teach that to kids? That's what it is. So, I don't know. It just feels very much like off to me. And then, of course, it wasn't, like I said, till fentanyl Floyd riots and Kamala bail funding all these BLM terrorists out and everything else like that, that you had this basically come apart or come about as a actual holiday then nationally. And really, I think what it is not really that people actually give a shit about, the actual celebration of it is what it is. These politicians, I should say, at that point. Uh, it's that the politicians themselves just want another paid holiday, is what it is. Because that's a big thing, right? You can easily have a 4-day weekend now and not go back to work until Tuesday when you actually do this stuff on a Monday. And that's exactly what it is right now. You got Juneteenth here falling on a Monday. So, of course, you got, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for all those people getting off work and stuff. And then it won't be until Tuesday that you'll actually have people in the Ohio General Assembly actually go back to work for a couple days, anyways. What it is, I think they're technically going on summer break here in like the next like couple of weeks or something. It's either like the very end of this month or it's like the next week or so. I think it's whenever they do their stuff here in the next couple of days or whatever, like Wednesday, Thursday. I think it might be after that is when they're actually going on summer break then for like a month or two. So, which they pull that shit all the time is what it is. And then of course they're, supposedly, in the General Assembly throughout the year or whatever the case be for like, essentially all year long is what it is. But when you take like half the fucking year off for random breaks, like really you're only in there for 6 months or so is what it is. But anyways, it's a bunch of shit either way. And my biggest problem is, with the whole thing, it's like, yeah, you have all these holidays recognized or whatever the case be, and it's like, okay, can we not just have fun? Can we not just have a celebration without people, opening fire on each other? Can we not just have a truce for a fucking day? Like, goddamn, people, seriously. You would think you'd want to celebrate this. The fact that Juneteenth is supposedly celebrating the end of slavery, you'd think you'd want to celebrate that. But no, instead they really kill each other. And it's like, what the fuck kind of fucked up mentality is that, dude? Because it really is fucked up mentality at that point. When you have the mindset of, oh, I'd rather just shoot a bunch of people instead of actually just having to get together, maybe having a few beers, whatever the case be, some food, whatever the case be, maybe throwing some darts or, fucking doing some cornhole or whatever the case be there, some kind of backyard games or whatever. Or hell, even like I think it was a bunch of cities now are holding different festivals and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you just want to go to the festival? Like, take your kid to the fucking festival, have some fun, Or if you don't have a child, like, just go to the fucking festival and have some fucking fun. Hang out, shoot the shit with some people and stuff, dude. Like, have a good time. Don't be fucking, being like, oh, this dude fucking did something to me like 2 months ago, whatever the case be, and now I'm gonna get my revenge today. It's so stupid, is what it is, dude. And the real problem is, it's these individuals that are doing this shit over the dumbest things possible. It could be as little as a fucking shoe being scuffed for God's sakes, or a hat being fucking, knocked or something like that. And it's like, you're really willing to give up the rest of your life and go to potentially to prison or be killed for that matter because somebody fucking knocked your hat off or somebody fucking, you know, oh, inadvertently knocked into your fucking new kicks or whatever it was. It's so fucking dumb, dude. It's some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. And it really does make me wonder, like, will America be better off after balkanization? And I think it will be, honestly, because I think you're going to see, unfortunately, in that situation, if and when balkanization happens in this country and we start splitting it into pieces and stuff like that, you're definitely going to have resegregation in this country. I don't want to see it personally, but yeah, I think it's going to happen naturally, is what it is. because of the fact you have people that are just going to be like, nope, we're not putting up with this shit anymore. And you'll end up having this criminal, divide happen, basically, is what it is, where you have a bunch of the criminals basically kicked off to these leftist states and stuff like that. And then you'll have, these very red states and stuff like that that are the other balkanized side of the country then. That'll be a lot better off because you'll actually have more safety and security and everything else like that going on then. And we'll be willing to protect our borders at that point then, is what it is. So, anyway, yeah, it's just sad either way. But the entire point is that not everything needs its own month, just like fucking Pride Month and stuff like that. I remember back in the day, you used to have a day. We used to have Pride Day, basically, is what it was, growing up in the 90s, 2000s, and stuff like that. I don't even know when it really became a month at this point, honestly. I want to say it was during Obama's administration, maybe. Like, it seems like a lot of stuff happened during Barack Obama, honestly. And I think it really was his administration that created the whole month thing, is what it was. So this would have been like 2010-ish, give or take, probably. That would make sense, actually, come to think of it, because that'd be about, 13 years ago or so? So, yeah, I could see it being that way, because I'm trying to think back in my own mind, like, that's the problem, like, obviously I don't have, like, what's that one kind of thing? Like Mary Lou Henner and people like, is Mary Lou Henner? Whoever the chick was from Taxi, who has that, like, total recall of her own memory is what it is, and there's a couple people on Earth that have that is what it is, where they can basically tell you, like, any given time of day, like, any given day, what exactly happened in, like, 1978, basically, or something like that, or, like, 1992 or 1994, or whatever it was, and, yeah, I don't have that, unfortunately, but, yeah, I'm thinking it was, like, 13, 14 years ago, give or take, so it'd be right around the beginning of Obama or something like that. I don't think it was during Bush's administration that we had at that point. I'm pretty sure it was Obama that created that shit. Probably executive orders, my guess, honestly, given that they love to do that kind of crap is what it is, dude. Just like the same bullshit executive order that Obama pushed right at the end of his administration there in 2017, right before Trump took over, where there was a thing that basically he signed in. I forget exactly what the actual executive order is called, but it was basically it allowed for schools to no longer discipline, suspend, or expel specifically young black males and black females that were fighting in these school systems, even though they were the ones disrupting the classrooms all the time, is what it is with these fightings, with doing fighting now and stuff like that, or going in there and causing havoc or whatever the case being. They can't be disciplined out of the schools, what it is anymore. So it's a bunch of shit, dude. And unfortunately, there's a lot of teachers that come out now and said that's why they're quitting these schools now, because they can't discipline anymore. They have no way to deal with these fucking kids. And when you have 8, 10 kids in that classroom that actually want to learn, and you got 15 or 20 of them that want to disrupt the fucking class all day long or whatever, nobody's gonna learn anything. And people wonder why exactly I support school choice. It's because of that shit right there, honestly, dude. I want the best and the brightest to succeed, is what it is. And I don't want to see these young kids that may be, a young minority child who's out there, having to be disrupted every fucking 5 minutes in their class or whatever it is by some piece of shit that's not going to be alive by the time they're 25 because they're a dumb motherfucker and they're going to get themselves killed in the fucking drive-by or some shit. No, I want the people that are actually going to do good in this country to survive, is what it is, dude, and thrive. And I want them to be the ones that are actually going out there and getting the best education they can get. But that's the problem with our society currently, is that you have these programs out there that specifically, it's just government funded bullshit. It's taxpayer funded is actually what it is. It's them stealing our tax dollars again to fund these bullshit programs that do absolutely nothing to actually fix the real issues, is what it is. Fix Father's home issue, fix anything else for that matter. Yet they'll give fucking tens of millions of dollars to these people and be like, have at it. And maybe they create a community center, or they create like something else that barely functions, is what it is. And that meanwhile they'll embezzle like 90% of the fucking money most of the time, is what it is then. And then you'll have these same individuals who will sit there and be like, well, we don't know why it's not working and why homicides are up to like 100 plus in the fucking beginning of the year, is what it is. Hell, that's the one thing that they were talking about on AK's panel last night. You have over 102 homicides in Indianapolis, Indiana alone since the beginning of this fucking year. 102 in less than 6 months, dude. Or just over 6 months now. It's fucking insane. That is fucking insane. You're talking about at least a dozen a fucking month at that point. That's just psychotic. And again, it goes back to the shit. And they were even talking about all these programs that they have in place. And it's like, yeah, and they're doing nothing because you're not actually fucking doing anything that's going to help anybody. You need to help the kids that are going to be the best and the brightest. And God forbid you're gonna like tell the ones that aren't gonna do shit to fuck off. You know? Because that's what it is most of the time. Like some of these kids just ain't gonna make it, dude. Like there's only so many chances you should be given to somebody before you just give up on them. And I'm all for second chances, but when you're giving these people a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12 fucking chances, at some point it's just time to cut bait. You know? Seriously. It's time to cut the fucking anchor. You know, cut the dead weight off your fucking ankle. That's dragging you down to the fucking sea, for God's sakes. So, anyway. Yeah, it's just fucking irritating. Almost as irritating as what we're going to talk about right now, which is the upcoming election here in Ohio. It's going to happen in August, and you have all these leftist douchebags on our Ohio talking shit about it and trying to basically say it's not about abortion, it's about constitutional rights. No, it's about you fucking scumbag leftist fucking cunts not fucking over my rights in the future and having your goddamn special interests like Moms Demand Action trying to do away with every Ohioan's right to have the actual right to keep and bear arms in the state by our state constitution, Article 1, Section 4. And it's also about you pieces of shit not being able to enshrine actual child murder into our state constitution either, which, by the way, if you've ever actually read the U.S. Constitution, you would fucking know for a fact that you do not have the legal right to kill children, whether it be in the womb or anything else for that matter. But of course, these fuckers love to claim that they do, even though they don't. But you had this person say, mainstream media is doing a huge disservice by framing August election as abortion. So this is what it is, dude. Said, media keeps pushing abortion as the issue on the ballot in August, because it is. Saw the top Reddit comment and Yahoo comment explain to me that everything is at risk, including gerrymandering. Except you fuckers never want to talk about how leftist gerrymander every major city in the state. That's why I will talk about it every single chance I get on every single grandstand I do on this channel. Said last gerrymandering referendum in 2018 ignored by Republicans passed 75 to 25. Okay, and who's the ones actually voting on that referendum? Because that's 100 people, dude. And you're claiming that was 5 years ago in 2018, yet we've only ever had 99 people in our state house at the time. So, anyway, it says, meanwhile, if abortion is framed as issue, it turns out to coin flip in low turnout elections like August 1. God, that person needs to get some serious fucking English classes, dude. And I mean, like, proper English, like writing and stuff, dude, because that is, oh my God, that's fucked up. That makes me like cringe right now, just thinking about my old English teachers and stuff like that in high school who were like, this is how you're supposed to actually frame a sentence and stuff. Anyways, got continuing on. Said, depending on how rural area it is. Okay, they wrote this all fucked up because it says depending on how rural area is, should be depending on how rural the area is. It may be best to not even mention abortion. So as we know, average voters are much less political, astute from this subreddit. So please emphasize every issue is at risk, except the fact they're not, dumbass. Says media goes by ratings and could care less about what happens. Talking about abortion is what gets viewers and clicks. So here's my thing about that, right? This guy's trying to claim that like average voters don't give a shit about these issues. Yes, they fucking do. Do you know why they do? Because you goddamn leftists have turned every fucking thing into a political issue at this point. You know? And that's the problem, right? Y'all wanted gay marriage. You fucking got that over a decade ago. Then you wanted to fucking slippery slope the shit down. That's exactly why we're seeing the pushback right fucking now, motherfuckers. It's exactly why people are sick and tired of the goddamn, you know, alphabet mafia agenda being shoved down our fucking throats every 5 seconds is what it is. It's like, get your dicks out of our kids' faces, man. Seriously. Bunch of fucking pedos. Shit. Did I just... Okay, yeah, I did look it up. Okay. Yeah, and then you had going on to the rest of the comment section there for that thread. You had the next guy here claim, like it or not, framing it as an abortion issue, which the Republicans have admitted that it is, instead of a constitutional issue, is a huge win. Everybody, everywhere there's been anything near an abortion issue on the ballot in the U.S., turnout soars and pro-choice side wins, which is a fucking lie, by the way. That is absolute bullshit fucking lies, dude. Pro-choice sides never won a goddamn thing. What you have fucking seen in this country is you saw states like Kansas, etc., put some bullshit ass fucking ballot initiative on the books right now, or on, shouldn't say on the books. They put it on their actual ballot issues to get on the books, is what it was there at a state level for their state constitution. And it's the exact same crap they're trying to push here in Ohio come November, where you had them word the shit so fucking vaguely that it was basically either, oh, we're going to outlaw all abortion, or, oh, you can actually have abortion. And that's why people voted yes on it. Because it's like, it was basically like limited shit is what it was. Because it was either yes or no kind of things. Even though it should have been a totally different thing at that point. And I guarantee if it had been broken down properly like it should have been, there's no fucking way that these cocksuckers win. I also hate that fucking frame pro-choice. You're not pro-choice of anything, dude, except pro-choice baby murderers is what you are. You are pro-choosing to kill kids in the fucking womb, you sick, degenerate, Satanist fucks. Because that's what y'all really are, man. And that's why I've said for some time on this channel now, since at least the last 6 months now, we are literally in a war of good versus evil. We are fighting demons at this point. And the demons are not going to win. They will never win. Evil will never win. Good will always conquer evil. And it's really simple as that. And that's when I basically responded back to this fucknut, and I said, it's about not changing the Ohio Constitution with pro-baby murder amendments, pro-baby death amendments, and other trash, like other outside special interests that may want to F over Ohioans' Second Amendment rights in the future. Then you had this person here say, on their own little thing here, said, however, in heavily Republican areas, it's best to stick to your facts. I've been spreading information about this election. I've convinced some pro-life people to get out and vote no. They know it's bad for all Ohioans, no matter your own or other beliefs. That's absolute bullshit, dude. You didn't convince fucking nobody about doing anything, you fucking lying sack of shit. And if you did, they weren't pro-life to begin with, is what it was, dude. They were not pro-innocent life being executed in the fucking womb at this point. Because if they were that way, they would have told you to fuck off. No, what you're doing is you're fucking trying to fearmonger them, just like you fucking asshole pieces of shit fearmongered everybody in this fucking country in the 2020 pre-election cycle so you could fucking steal the presidency. That's what you fuckers are doing right now. You're being like, oh my god, the fucking sky is falling. No, it's not. What it is, and I guarantee you're fucking lying too about what's happening there. Because what's actually happening is it would force 60%, 3/5 of the state voters to vote through bullshit now. Not fucking 50% plus one vote, dude, which, by the way, is very fucking easy to do when you're literally committing voter fraud and stuffing ballot boxes and shit with a bunch of fucking Democrat votes, or you have a bunch of fucking Democrats counting the votes, and you just have them suddenly, flip off like 300,000 Republican fucking votes from the damn voter rolls is what it is. Or the provisional ballots or whatever the case be. And they're like, oh, sorry, you can't vote today now. Or your vote's not going to be counted or whatever the case be. It's a bunch of shit, dude. And you cannot tell me this shit isn't happening. Because I know for a fucking fact it's happening because we've seen it multiple fucking times happen since back all the way to 2018 with that fucker Sherrod Brown. Judge Buddy, 3 days before the 2018 midterms, put on almost 300,000 dead and illegal voters from our fucking voter rolls that were purged days to weeks earlier than that. And suddenly Sherrod wins by like 250,000 some odd votes is what it was. That is what voter fraud looks like, people. Sherrod Brown should not be a sitting U.S. Senator currently. He shouldn't have been a U.S. Senator since even before 2018. Because I guarantee he pulled the same shit before that. And if Frank LaRose had some goddamn balls, he'd fucking go after Sherrod Brown's ass fucking hard at this point and be like, nah, motherfucker, we're going to arrest your fucking ass. You're not allowed to fucking run for re-election at this point, bitch, because you're not a U.S. Senator entirely, because you're now in an Ohio fucking prison cell for fucking voter fraud, for vote buying, etc. Which, by the way, Sherrod Brown is now vote buying on top of everything else, because he's like, oh, hey, we're going to pass this bill that puts a bunch of money back into your fucking pockets now. Just vote for me in 2024. Yeah, it's called vote buying, dude. It's also illegal. It's also 1 year and 1 day in prison per fucking charge. It's the exact same shit that fucking ass clown Andrew Yang did in 2019. Why he should have been in prison for over 12 years and 12 days. Because he did it with at least 12 people. He illegally took a bunch of campaign funds and gave them to people as basically UBI shit. And people wonder why I still hate that son of a bitch to this day, man. Shit like that's why, honestly. I fucking hate these people so much, dude. But anyway, where's that with this article though? Yeah, but I called that stupid idiot out and I said, no, it's bad for special interests that want to fuck Ohioans, God give fuck F over or F with Ohioans, God given rights, of which abortion isn't one. See, somebody else here said 7 hours ago, said, so it's to change the way Ohio constitutional amendments are gotten on the ballot and how they can pass. Currently, it's 10% of the last presidential election voters from 44 counties of valid signatures. Then the state approves language, and if it gets 50% plus one vote, it passes. New amendment is to up the vote 10% of the last presidential election signatures from all 88 counties, another 5% to the state for approval, then at least a 60% or it fails. And that's exactly what it is, dude. And that's how, like, this is the thing. This is what people understand, man. This is how it should have been the fucking whole time. You should have, seriously. I'm seriously wondering how many fucking amendments are currently in the Ohio Constitution that only got in there through ballot initiatives with a fucking half the state is what it was, dude. Half the state and half the fucking counties. And you know who controls most of the fucking counties in the state when it comes to major cities? Fucking Democrats control those all, dude, by the way. So you can't sit here and honestly tell me that you have half the fucking counties going to those things and you deserve to get that shit on the ballot. No, you shouldn't, dude. You should have to have people in all 88 counties doing fucking canvassing and stuff like that. And if you can't get that fucking signatures, fuck you then. In fact, I would go as far as to say, you know what's a fucking real slap in the face and a real joke at this whole point? These fucking assholes, these fucking demon ass baby killing pieces of shit that put through this abortion amendment for November only had to get 400 something thousand signatures in this state, dude. Of a state that has over 11 million people in it. That is a fucking slap in the face. If you can't get at least 10% of the entire state, then fuck you is what it is. And I would go further than that. I'd say if you can get at least 25% of the fucking state, then fuck you and fuck your bullshit ass amendment. Because it shouldn't even be on the ballot to begin with. And I guarantee you, every single board member on the Ohio Board of Elections that passed this bullshit through to get fucking on the ballot initiative is what it is. All are on the fucking take at this point. Every single one of them should be investigated and arrested for various fucking bribery scandals. Just like Larry Householder was. Anyway. Yeah. I actually like what the original poster said here in this one. And he's right about this, by the way. Because you have these idiots basically being like, oh, it's a pro-choice, like that first moron being like, oh, it's a pro-choice win. It's the person pointing out, he said, I think Reddit is not aware that off-year elections in a dead of summer are much lower turnout that have a higher conservative participation. Exactly. You know why people don't participate? Because leftists in major cities don't give a fuck, dude, in most cases. Because they'd rather be out there jerking each other off and fucking playing games and everything else like that, or just sleeping in or whatever the case be, instead of actually going out there and voting. And so what you have is, you have people like here, like I guarantee you, honestly, I'm about to go around, start kind of just do a man on the street thing at this point, dude, honestly, and just do it from my county alone and be like, just ask a bunch of random people at this point, be like, hey, you know about the August election? What do you know about it? And stuff like that. And see exactly what their take is and things like that, and be like, oh, how are you going to vote on this? And see if they're going to vote yes or no is what it is. Because I guarantee you, if I went to like some of these more like liberal areas in this county is what it is, like the city of Canton in most cases, or even some of the other towns that I live next to and stuff like that, you'd have a lot of those people that are a lot of like rich Democrat voting people and stuff like that be like, oh yeah, I'm going to vote for it, or I'm going to vote against it is what it is. But then you'd have people like, you know, rural area people that are pro-gun and pro-2A and stuff like that, and like, you know, pro-constitution and pro, you know, human life is what it is, that are going to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm totally voting for this. I'm 100% voting for the 60% threshold. That's what you should be doing anyway, man. Like, seriously, if you actually care about your rights at this point, dude, you should want it to be harder to change our state constitution. You should want it to be able to ensure that we don't have fucking special interest groups, whether it be Planned Parenthood or Moms Demand Action or some other assholes out there trying to fuck with our rights. And to sit here and have these leftists claim that, oh, it's not special leftist special interest. Yes, it fucking is. Planned Parenthood is a baby death fucking factory nationwide, who is a literal fucking cult, by the way. If you haven't watched it yet, you should watch Abby Johnson's Twitter video the other day. She was talking about that place being an actual fucking cult at this point. And you have these same fuckers who are all about the money, dude. They steal fucking money, by the way, from their employees' paychecks to go towards special interest projects. Shocker, like the shit we're seeing right now here in Ohio, where they're stealing the money from their fucking employees to pay for bullshit ass fucking amendment crap so they can go pay a bunch of fucking volunteers to go out there and canvass for them. That's what they're fucking doing right now. That alone, how is that not illegal as fuck, by the way? If it can be proven that that is actually going on, how the hell is that even not criminal at this point, dude? Because it 100% should be. It's a bunch of crap all the way around. And I'm so fucking sick of it, man. Because I know for a fact these fuckers are working for these organizations. And that's my thing, right? If you, and I said before, I'll say it again right now. If you were a female and you want to go out there and kill your kids in the womb, dude, and you want abortion on demand and without consequence, all that stuff like that, that's fine, right? Get sterilized. Sterilize yourself. Get your fucking tubes tied. And if you're not going to go that route, then fuck off. And it's the same thing for these fucking douchebag ass beta and delta males that fucking support this crap. If you're going to sit there and bitch and moan about it, dude, go get a fucking vasectomy. And don't have sex until after your sperm count is no longer effective to actually get a chick pregnant. Which is about 500 loads, by the way. And if you can prove to me that, then yeah. Whatever, dude. Have at it, Hoss. But if you're not willing to go that route, then fuck off. Stop killing kids in the womb, dude. Because all you're doing is you're perpetrating legal murder. And it's as simple as that. And I guarantee if our founding fathers knew what kind of an issue this was going to be in 2023, they would have wrote that shit right into the Constitution. It would have been part of the First Amendment, or even the fucking like Third or Fourth Amendment for that matter. Where you would have had them actually put it in there and be like, yeah, we need to do something about this, dude, because this is definitely going to be an issue in the future then. Actually, technically, it would probably be more like a 10th Amendment issue then, if that be the case. For like states and individual rights and stuff like that, it would be. So it'd probably be something more like that. But yeah, it's a bunch of disgusting shit is what it is, honestly, dude. These fucking people. And that's what I'm saying. I'm so sick and tired of all of them. That's why I can't wait about a month and a half for this to happen already. So I can actually tell people to fuck off is what it is. And get my vote counted. So okay, so this is funny. That same woman that was claiming to be talking to pro-life people about voting no or whatever said, for real, when I mentioned the August election to people, the most common response is, since when are there elections in August? So this other person said, just saw the results of the House of Representatives election in Maine last week. Approximately 3,000 people voted for the Republican, and the Republican won. Worth thinking about that. 3,000 people voted. Unbelievable how low the turnout in some of these elections can be. And that person pointed out the district has about 9,000 residents, so 30% or so. Yeah, that's not surprising, dude. That's exactly what it would be usually, is what it is, dude. This is why it's kind of want to get punched in the fucking mouth on these left right now, dude. Said, lastly, Republicans, especially the mega crowd, don't strike me as fact-based organization. And that person said, telling mega Republicans that Ohio politicians are trying to silence their voice. Because they're not, you fucking liar. I'm actually going to call this fucker out right now, dude. Harder to... Yeah, I've honestly just fucking had with these people, man. I really have. I'm just so sick of it all. So sick and tired of all of them. That person tried to claim that overwhelming conservative Ohio news media. Yeah, that doesn't actually exist. What exists is a bunch of leftist run media from 6 mega corporations, you fucking idiots. That's why they parrot, puppet, and everything else like that. Same exact shit every fucking newscast. It's like the Austin Powers thing that happened, was it a year or so ago when he was having his kid? And you had just a whole bunch of mainstream media across the board and like several hundred different outlets is what it was, from like ABC to NBC to CBS to Fox, etc., being like, "Yeah, baby," and then using the exact same quote verbatim as what it was. It was really fucking creepy, by the way, because it was definitely Mockingbird media in a nutshell right there since the 1970s. Let's see. Original poster person said, also, no, this is anecdotal, but based on calls I made, if I focus on meat of the referendum needs signature from all counties, not curing issue, more than 8 in 10 people I speak to are against proposition, talking about how Republican made August election illegal, finally mentioned that this election is sponsored by out-of-state billionaire, and even hardcore Trump supporters hate it. So first of all, and that's a fucking lie, by the way, this is not sponsored by an out-of-state billionaire. What it was is you had some dude who happens to be a billionaire in fucking Illinois who literally gave like 100K to the fucking thing, which, by the way, when you actually look at who donated to this thing, his donation is way the fuck down here. All the other people are way the fuck up here who are actually Ohio-based organizations like Right to Life and stuff like that. They're the ones that are mostly behind the thing, is what it is, dude. So yeah, y'all are a bunch of fucking goddamn liars, dude. And that's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, like this is the kind of shit really that fucking pisses me off the most, honestly, because these are the fucking lying ass people in our country right now. They need to never have voting rights ever again, dude. If you're gonna sit there and you're gonna fucking get on there and cold call people and fucking straight up lie to their fucking faces, dude, and you're not even lying to their faces, actually, you're lying to them over a fucking phone call, your ass needs to be fucking, first of all, you should be in jail right now for actually committing multiple fucking crimes, including defamation of laws, what it is at that point, as well as misusing the little slight position you have right now as a fucking, I'm guessing, like Democrat, leftist, you know, vote caller person is what it is. Then you should be in jail for misusing personal gain at that point, because you're misusing the position that was given to you for the personal gain of your fucking abortion bullshit is what it is, dude. And I'll tell you right now, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, dude. If Ohio Patriot Education Network has to become known as a pro-life fucking organization that also happens to be actually a pro-choice organization, we will be. Because if this shit does not actually get through in August, and these fucking cocksuckers somehow manage to fucking rig the goddamn November election like they have in every fucking other election in this country ever, since at least 2020 now, and they somehow get this bullshit through, I will sue these fucking people into the goddamn ground, dude. I will personally go out. I will take money out of my pocket. I will go and donate fucking blood to pay for fucking lawyers if I have to go to that route. And plasma and everything else like that. And I will get the fucking cash together to retain lawyers to start suing the fuck out of everybody, starting with Planned Parenthood and the rest of these fucking assholes that are behind this shit, dude. Because I am that fucking against these fuckers being allowed to destroy my fucking state is what it is with their bullshit amendments. First of all, the stupid fucking baby killing amendment, which, by the way, nobody ever talks about this. That's why I will, by the way, again. It's not just for them killing kids in the womb, dude. If they want to be straightforward about it, it's literally sterilizing fucking children with gender transitioning surgeries. It's 2 different fucking issues in one fucking issue. It's being able to kill kids in the fucking womb up to the moment of birth, pretty much, and beyond even. And it's also to allow fucking children without parental consent to go get transition surgeries and shit. It's taking away parents' actual rights. That's what the whole thing's about, dude. And it's exactly why we have to have this August election, to get ahead of this fucking crap. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude. And that's what I'm saying. This is why I cannot fucking stand these leftist douchebags, dude, because they're straight up fucking liars. They are some of the biggest pieces of shit in this fucking earth right now. They are the fucking demon fucking scum of this earth. And this is exactly who's leading us down a fucking road towards Civil War II at this point. Is these fucking assholes, dude. By the way, these are also the same fucking cunts who tend to be, in most cases, anti-gun, and not only anti-life, but also anti-gun. They also tend to hate actual children, is what it is, dude. Period. So I'm not least surprised they fucking love to want to kill these people in the womb, is what it is, dude. Let's see here now. And then somebody tried to claim that JD Vance was funded by out-of-state billionaires, but yet he won. No, he won because Tim Ryan literally called for the fucking murder of mega Republicans, you jackasses. That's why JD won, and it's why Tim Ryan should be in prison right now to this day. Just like that one fucking Congress cunt recently, Stacey Plackett, or however you pronounce her fucking name. She literally called for the assassination of Trump the other day, dude. How the fuck is she still a sitting congresswoman? How? How the fuck is she not in handcuffs right now, being dragged the fuck out of Congress and brought up on high treason and some other fucking felony charges at the federal level? Blows your mind, honestly. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's because she's a Democrat and we have a 2 to 3 tier justice system. That's how these fuckers are able to get away with this shit. As long as you have that big old Democrat next to your fucking name, you can literally take bribes on camera like Allison Russo did 2 years ago in the Ohio State House from Moms Demand Action members and not even be investigated. You can literally call for the assassination of the real president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and not even have fucking anything happen to you as a sitting congresswoman. You can literally call for the murder of Trump supporters in this country like that piece of shit Tim Ryan did when he was still in Congress and not be brought up on charges and thrown out of fucking races and stuff. It's completely insane. It just, oh my God. I'm just so over all of it. I really am. I think we all are at this point, honestly. Honestly, on any given day, I'm just ready for something to start kicking off at this point. I don't care what it is. Balkanization event, Civil War II, the Purge. Because I think something's going to happen, if not multiple things. The real question is who's going to do it. You know, the real question is who's actually going to be the one that starts it up, is what it is. And I think it's either going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a bunch of leftist terrorist groups like Antifa and BLM that finally, you know, get what's coming to them, or it's going to be fucking U.S. government, some false flag kind of event or whatever the case be, with either their Fed informant groups like Patriot Front and Blood Tribe and stuff like that, or some other one that they come out with or whatever, or it'd be like another kind of Oklahoma City bombing kind of thing or something like that, maybe, where it's what was I gonna say now? Because obviously you have that train full of, what was it, ammonium nitrate or whatever that they found, that was just gone. You know, what was it, 30 tons, 60 tons, something like that. Of that shit just disappeared a couple months ago. We still haven't heard a damn word about that yet. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you had some crazy ass like dirty bombs or something happen very soon in this country. And then of course who they try to blame? They try to blame right wingers, is what it is. They try to blame Trump supporters. They try to blame the mega crowd, is what it is. And that's exactly why you're seeing every single time you look at the mainstream media, especially federal, like national news and stuff like that, where they're always like, "Oh, these extremist mega Republicans," or you have these pieces of shit, fucking, you know, dickless pedophiles like Hakeem Jeffries, who actually look like they could easily take off their fucking human skin. It's just a demon face underneath that then. And he's just like, "Oh, these extremist mega Republicans want to do this shit," yet he's one of these fucking people that sits there and actually votes to ban gas stoves and shit. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, buddy. These people really are like Nazi scumbags, dude, entirely. Actually, they're worse than that. They're really more like Bolsheviks. If you ever watch Peaky Blinders, by the way, I suggest you do watch that show. I started watching it this week. It's actually really good. They talk about that in that show a little bit, is what it is. It's like the communists, and then they talk about Bolsheviks a little bit here and there in the first season. And they're also talking about other stuff too. I'm trying to think what the one thing was. IRA, that's what it was. I think it was Irish Republican Army is what they originally stood for. But if you know what the IRA actually is, it's basically, it was eventually labeled a terrorist organization because they did a bunch of terrorist shit over there in Ireland. And then of course you had them basically branch off into something else, and then you have like what is called like the real IRA, if I'm not mistaken, which was something that was talked about quite a bit in that Sons of Anarchy show in one of the seasons. And basically what it is you had back in the, I think it was 60s and 70s and stuff like that, sort of like how the Weather Underground did the same shit here in America. You had the IRA over there in Ireland do what is called Irish car bombs. It's obviously a drink too now. But at the time it was actually a thing. It was basically you had them put various, explosive material on people's cars and stuff like that. And when they would get into them, they'd blow the fucking car up is what it is. Didn't really matter if that car happened to be sitting on, the side of a fucking street next to a bunch of pubs and stuff like that. And you had, a couple hundred people inside those pubs that also got injured and killed potentially in those things. But oh no, that's fine. Just collateral damage to these people is what it was. And yeah, that's why they basically got hated, is what it was, rightfully so, because it's like, yeah, you're trying to get like one target and you kill like a couple hundred people for no reason. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. So, it's kind of like the same shit here in America currently with going full circle back, where you got these young gangbangers and stuff like that who will sit there and throw a Glock switch onto a fucking Glock, which, by the way, is super illegal. You cannot have that in this country, because you're turning a semi-automatic weapon into a full auto weapon, or at least fake full auto is what it is. And so they'll sit there and start spraying into a fucking crowd or whatever the case be to hit one target, and they just like shoot 20 people then. That's what happened the other day in Colorado. Like, I think it was about a week ago or so, whenever the Nuggets won the championship there. You had two dudes that were out there doing gangbanger shit that night. I think they were from rival crews is what it was. And you had them both pull out guns with Glock switches on them and start spraying at each other. But because they're so uncontrollable, because it's going full auto in that gun, they end up hitting like 15 or 20 people is what it was then. And you had like several people killed then. It's just so retarded, man. And like I said, it's the stupidity of society. And it's the same stupidity that, tends to vote Democrat 100% of the time is what it is for decades of their lives. And then you wonder why they're in the same fucking spot over and over again, and why their communities never get any better. And it's not that hard to figure out, dude. It's like, stop voting Democrat for a couple of election cycles and you're going to get fucking better is what it is. Stop voting Democrat mayors into your fucking cities and you're going to get better off actual politicians in there then is what it'll be, which aren't even politicians anymore. They'd be civil servants at that point then. So either way, that's pretty much where we're at for the day, though. Like I said, I'm just sick and tired of all of it. We're going to talk tomorrow probably about, I didn't really want to do it on Father's Day or anything like that. I'm going to do 247 probably tomorrow, which is a story that came out recently. Very, very sad story. Some piece of shit father, state of Ohio, around, I believe it was Cincinnati, is like down at the very corner. I think it was one of the counties above that in Butler County. He basically massacred almost his entire family. Lined them up, executed them all. 3 sons are dead now. Mom watched it happen, tried to stop him. She got fucked up, both, physically and her hand and stuff like that, and also psychologically. The daughter, who saw some of it happen, was running down the street, was like, Dad's killing everybody. She's no longer able to fucking function anymore. She's completely fucking done for her life now, psychologically, and is going to have trauma forever is what it is now. So, yeah, just a horrible, horrible story all the way around. And again, this goes back to why I'm so disgusted that you have fucking rhinos in our state house right now trying to ban the death penalty here. It's like, no, dude, you don't need to ban the death penalty. You need to add alternative methods to it, including fucking firing squad already, for God's sakes. Done it. Bring firing squads to Ohio as part of the death penalty. Because that's what some of these fuckers deserve. That's what this piece of shit here deserves. This piece of shit that murdered his 3 sons deserves a fucking firing squad death. So does the piece of shit that killed Nilo Lattimore. So does the pieces of shit that killed Ace Lucas. So does the piece of shit, multiple pieces of shit that killed Ronan Sweeney. They all deserve to die by a fucking firing squad. They should no longer be on this earth. And it's really as simple as that, honestly. So, anyway. Oh, yeah. I do want to talk about this one real quick before we leave today, because I completely forgot about this until now. This is where we're going to finish off today, by the way. Shit. Sorry, I didn't have my thing up right when I needed it there. So, let's see. Present, screen share. Irony, the current new dipshit governor of Maryland claims that keeping sexually explicit books from children is, quote, castrating them, yet meanwhile is perfectly cool with chemical castration, which is what these fucking gender transition drugs do, man. Like, what a piece of fucking garbage, dude, entirely. By the way, people wonder why Maryland is a fucking leftist shithole. Prime example right there. Westmore, governor. Maryland's Democrat governor has claimed that keeping sexually explicit books out of schools and children's sections of libraries is, quote, castrating them. Dipshit Maryland Governor Wes Moore defended allowing children to access explicit material, sexually explicit material, by the way, in an interview with former White House press secretary Jen Psaki on MSNBC over the weekend. What the fuck is how the fuck is this guy still sitting in governorship, dude? Why is he still sitting in office after literally doing this shit, dude? You cannot honestly tell me that Wes Moore is not a fucking pedophile at this point, dude, when he is actively, clearly child grooming kids at this point, dude, by allowing them to see sexually explicit material in these fucking books is what it is. That guy even looks like a sick fuck, to be honest with you, man. He looks like one of the people that'll be on the Epstein Island client list, really, honestly, at this point in history. Anywho, it said, interesting choice of word comes as Democrats have made it the top campaign issue to be able to mutilate and sterilize children in the name of, quote, transgender equality. Quote, I continue hearing people making the argument that we're doing it because we want to preserve our students from having discomfort or guilt, Moore said, because we don't want our students to be able to really wrestle with these really difficult things in times when they are maturing as individuals in difficult historical points. But the thing I realized and I wanted to speak out about is that actually not true. It's a guys. That's bullshit, dude, entirely. You're such a fucking liar, Wes Moore. So, first of all, asshole, you shouldn't have fucking kindergarten to third graders, fourth or fifth graders, sixth or seventh graders, etc., literally reading books talking about sucking each other off. You know, I remember I was watching I forget if it was a video I was watching the other day or if it was a meme that somebody made up or whatever. Or no, that's right. I'm sorry. I think it was YouTube Short actually, and it was this chick talking about how fucked our society is right now, and how you have to have parents basically talking to kids about the birds and the bees, and the bees and the birds, and the bees that think they're birds, and the birds that think they're bees, etc., etc. And it's like, it's so fucking true, man. And that's the problem. Then you have these sick fucking adults, these actual predators in our school system that claim to be teachers, that want to sit there and be all like, oh no, it's perfectly fine to be able to read these books to kids. No, it's not. No, it is not. And it sure as shit ain't okay for them to be able to access them themselves at that point, dude. When half the motherfucking books right now are obviously written by people who should be on sex offender registries, because you literally have them describing fucking step by step of how to fucking blow a dude or how to eat a girl out or whatever it is there in some of these things. I forget what the one's called, but literally the actual purpose of the book is you have a fucking step by step directional instruction guide with photos, by the way, that literally shows a dude blowing another dude. That's what they're teaching these kids, man, with these fucking books. They're teaching them how to give head to the same fucking sex as what it is. I don't know about y'all, but I sure should don't want my fucking 9-year-old niece learning about that shit, dude. She is not old enough for that kind of crap. She's not old enough. She's not mature enough. And even if she was like 4 or 5 years older, I'd still say, no, keep that shit out of her fucking face, man. Hell, I'll go further than that. My 16-year-old fucking nephew shouldn't have that shit shoved in his fucking face right now either. It's fucking retarded. Anyway, you know, with Moore's bullshit statements, he said, it's not about making kids feel uncomfortable. It's about telling our kids that they shouldn't understand their own power. It's castrating them. First of all, dipshit, they don't have power under the age of 18, you dumb motherfucker. God, you're fucking stupid, dude. Says 3 families in Montgomery County, Maryland recently filed a lawsuit over the school board's decision not to allow them to opt out of children being provided with sexually explicit materials. Approximately 100 parents protested outside the Board of Election headquarters in Rockville over the issue in May. That was it for that one. By the way, this is the stupid bitch congresswoman I was talking about earlier. So hoping they would give her actual face here on one of these things. Yeah, Democrat and ranking member of the House Weaponization Subcommittee slips up, says the quiet part out loud, quote, Trump needs to be shot, comma, stopped. Fucking retarded, dude. I'm gonna see if I can jump to Twitter here. Yeah, this fucking piece of shit right here, man. By the way, this is the same fucking stupid cunt who in the last like month or so was literally caught during House committee hearings playing fucking Candy Crush on her damn phone, dude. Why the fuck is she still a sitting congresswoman after that alone? When you're not even paying attention to your actual fucking job, you dumb whore. You're sitting there fucking playing goddamn mobile apps on your fucking phone. Go out there and get a fucking real job, bitch, and get the fuck out of Congress. Seriously. This is exactly what I've said for multiple fucking times already, and why I've been saying for years now. Exactly what we need to 20 of the Constitution that includes automatic disqualifications both on office and for running for office. When you're doing fucking stupid bullshit like that, get the fuck out. You're not even in Congress anymore, bitch. You're not in Congress anymore, and you're automatically disqualified from running for any seat of power in this country ever again. Go start flipping burgers, you fucking cunt. Seriously. Actually, no. Sorry. Go start making license plates in prison. Federal prison, you dumb fucking whore. So fucking sick and tired of it, man. See what some other people were saying here. It said Democrats from Virgin Islands are in Congress. Yeah, that's right. This bitch represents the fucking Virgin Islands, dude. A U.S. territory, not a U.S. state. Why the fuck is she even in Congress, dude? Seriously. Fucking stupid, man. And as the OP here said, non-voting delegates, but they do serve on committees, can introduce legislation, etc. So she's a congresswoman that doesn't actually have the power to vote through like stuff, but yet she can serve on committees and shit like that and introduce legislation. Neither one of those things should be a thing right now, dude. Yeah, as this person said, incitement. By the way, what this bitch just said, dude, I was federally swatted in 2019 for less than what she just fucking said about Trump. I had 2 FBI agents knocking on my fucking door, leaving their fucking card for me in 2019 for less than what Stacey Plackett said about offing Trump, dude. And I guarantee she ain't gonna get a fucking federal knock on her door or be kicked the fuck out of this country, even though she should be. It's just so insane, dude. It's fucking, it is goddamn clown world. It really is. The inmates are literally running the asylum nowadays. And I don't know about the rest of you, but I am sure as hell sick and fucking tired of it, man. This woman has no business holding any position of power in this country. She should be in federal prison for high treason and other federal felonies. And it's as simple as that, really. Anyway, that's about it for today, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I'll be back probably tomorrow, or maybe Tuesday. I'm not sure which yet, but it'll be about the father here in Ohio that killed his family. Will be the main story of the day, and we might talk about some other stuff then too, because I'm gonna try to make some calls here on Tuesday, to the state house and stuff, because I know they're not going to be in today for Juneteenth, but I know they will be back on Tuesday, and I think they're going to do a committee on, or I think they're going to do a House floor vote on Wednesday for some stuff. So I want to talk to them about some Pro 2A stuff before they do that floor vote, is what it is. Because I know there's supposed to be some committee hearings for other stuff nowadays. So anyway, but other than that, that's where we're at for the day, though. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It really is time for a 20th Amendment of automatic disqualification from office in this country, and it's really as simple as that. End of story. See you guys in the next one. Later.